Poland is beautiful, and you guys will see a lot of beautiful cities here, a lot of beautiful places, and as I already said, everything is a bit cheaper than in the other European countries, because in the most of them you got euro, and in Poland you got zloty, so the currency is quite cheaper than euro usually. Poland is a great first step to go to when you want to visit Europe, because you have access to a lot of beautiful countries around Poland, or the ones that are kind of close, and you can get there by train, by bus, or by airplane. Actually, the plane to Denmark from Gdańsk in Poland, it takes like 1 hour. So it's like a very short distance, and it's just an amazing idea to plan your trip starting from Poland, because you can also get cheaper tickets to go, for example, to Germany for a weekend, or to go to Hungary or Slovakia for 1 day, because it's so close from each other, and it's a really good deal.
And these were just some of the tips and tricks that you can use, such as Flixbus. It's a really cheap way to travel by bus. They go through the country of Poland, but also around the different countries, like we just mentioned, the neighbouring countries. Skyscanner, again, great way to save costs on flights. You can see direct or connecting flights as well. And this is the Deutschbahn in Germany.
Actually, we have a pretty good deal that you guys can use if you want to get your cheap travels and, for example, start from Poland. The best thing about Angloville is that they can give you a week of great holidays in Poland, in which you're gonna have free meals and free accommodation in one of our beautiful hotels around Poland. And then you'll also get an option to get a TEFL certificate that we're gonna mention in a few minutes to explain actually what do you have to do to get it. And then, of course, you're gonna meet a lot of amazing people from also all around the world, and a bunch of Polish people that they would really like to hear your beautiful English accents and speak and talk with you as much as they can, and meet you, and get to know each other's cultures, get to know each other's cuisines, and there's so many things we can share with each other, and that could be a really amazing adventure.
We put together international participants who are like yourself, people from all over the world who are full of different interests, different lives, different experiences. It's really interesting, and we put them with Polish language learners, and as you can see here, you're staying in beautiful venues, really nice hotels, often out in the countryside, lakes, mountains, where you can also enjoy in your free time. But the main purpose is to have casual English conversations. So it's nothing too strenuous. It's not about lessons or grammar lessons. It's nothing like lessons or grammar rules or classrooms or anything like that. We just talk English in our day-to-day. So you might be doing this through activities or speaking sessions or games, fashion shows, for example. And yeah, it's just full of fun, and I just love the activities, and it's really nice to see the different people that come together. Basically, what you're doing at Angloville, like I said, you're not really there to be a teacher as such. You're not going to be standing in a classroom full of students looking up to you. It's more one-to-one or group-led activities, and you're there just to be yourself, really, to share your own cultures, your own stories, your own lives, and you do learn so much. When I go as a content creator or even as an NS, I feel like I'm always amazed by the people who are there and learning so much, because everyone is so interesting, and that you just absorb so much. So I think the main role for the NS of people who, like yourself, is just to be people who are talkers and open-minded, and who are there to share themselves, but also to learn about other people. That's how I would explain Angloville.
Well, people are super friendly, and they're super open, and they all want to just kind of get to know each other, because it's not only about speaking, it's to get to know each other, right? To get to know where we're from, what are our interests, what is our culture about, and what do we like the most about this culture, and what do we want to change, and all the different things that we can talk about. But it's also about getting to know places around the world, and it's like for you guys to get to know Poland, but also for the participants to get to know the countries that you guys are from. So I guess it's all based on a very deep interest into each other, and it is all covered with a lot of fun and a lot of great activities that you guys will be doing during the program.
I touched lightly on how you can get a TEFL, and basically we have this amazing scholarship called the Anglo TEFL scholarship, and this is how you can get it. So you spend 3 weeks on an Angloville program, and that's going to be in our venues, like we've touched on and the videos have shown. So you will be the English ambassador, where you'll share the cultures, your lives, your stories, for example, talking English. And then we give you 120-hour TEFL training from our partner Premier TEFL, and this you'll do separate to the actual practical on-site experience that you'll gain. And the way to do that is just by telling the recruiters when you apply for the next when you apply in the next steps, I guess, is to say that you're interested in this and you'd like to sign up. So to get the Anglo TEFL, there is a commitment of the 3-week in-person Angloville programs. So yeah, and the good thing about the Anglo TEFL is you will get the 3 weeks accommodation in our venues, the food, the pick up, drop off from the start cities, and also the city tours, which are great, insightful tips, and I love to learn about them a lot as well. And I guess the TEFL is great for people who are considering perhaps a new career, or they want to expand their different skill set, or have something on their CV. But also it's just a great way to travel. It's a great way to make new connections, and it's really good just for like personal and professional development, because the skills you learn, I think, both like on a social level and professional level, is I think it's just limitless. It can really open up new doors and opportunities, and once you've got the TEFL certificate as well and qualification, it could open up new online teaching, or even around the world teaching.
Angloville to me is a worldwide community. It's very inspiring, and we become a big family at the end of the week.
Angloville gave me the opportunity to see new places, interact with kids from different ages. Also, I hadn't interacted with kids from the ages of 16 to 17 in a while, so this really helped a lot.
I've learned how much the kids value us and how much responsibility we have over them, and I feel as though, as much as they've gained so much from our teaching and from our mentoring, I feel like the native speakers ourselves have learned just as much from them. And I think that's really special. So I'm really, really thankful for the experience.
Me as a native speaker, being able to communicate with the kids, understand their stories and understand them. And then on the flip side as well, me being able to communicate my culture, language, etc. And yeah, it's great vibes.
Angloville brings the whole package. It comes with friends and fun and just meeting new people.
Yeah.
It's just the whole package.
100%. Like, we just met this week and we're already BFFs.
Okay, so just to give an overview of everything we touched on. So with if you do Angloville and the Angloville and the Anglo TEFL, like we said, so your stay, the accommodation during the programs are provided. The food is provided during the programs. You have a free city tour, and the start city and pick up and drop off to the start city is also included. So that's everything that's included with the Angloville and Anglo TEFL if you come on board. And the things we do not offer are the flights to and from Poland. So like I mentioned, Skyscanner is great. You do need a DBS check if you are working with the children or the kid programs. The adult programs, which we also have, are obviously with adults, so you don't need a DBS check for that, but you will need to cover the costs if it is the programs I just mentioned. Travel insurance, health insurance is something you would need to consider yourself. And like I said, anything before or after the programs, that if you're doing any travel, any meals, anything like that, if you're going to different countries, obviously, then this is also, you would need to provide yourself. We do have a special offer for people who are joining us on this webinar, and because it's summer, we are feeling very, very nice. So we are giving people who are on the program, so 2 to 3 weeks, from the dates of the 30th of June, 7th July, or 14th of July, a free TEFL, which is great. You just have to commit to 2 to 3 week programs, and one program of Angloville consists of 1 week, because sometimes many people ask me how long is an Angloville program, and the answer is they're 1 week each. So a 2 to 3 program, it means 2 to 3 weeks. And also your deposits will be waived if you can book your place with travel tickets only, which is really great offer. And it's something, if you're considering you want to do something in summer and you're looking to do something fun and new and exciting, then definitely come on board and see if you can get on these spots.
A lot of things are a bit cheaper here than in the other European countries. And especially if you want to travel around Poland and maybe travel to other countries, the bus, the flights, as I already told you, and yeah, also the communication in between cities, and also food and a lot of other things that you can check here.
To give a general idea of, for example, like a meal in Poland, like Claudia said, because it is the zloty and it's not euros or pounds or anything like that, you can expect a good value meal, I guess, for like £8, including dish, main, which is really helpful. And I've noticed the public transport in particular is way cheaper than England, for example. So it's really affordable, and you get, I feel like the quality here is really good for its value as well, like in terms of the cleanliness and the comfort, especially the cafes and the restaurants and things like that. So yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it out here on the budget as well. Who we're looking for and what we're looking for is, one, you do need to be over 18, so all participants have to be adults, to have C2 level of English, which is basically like native level English. You need a clean record check, like I mentioned, the DBS, which is really important, especially if you're working with children or young people or the kid programs. And it's okay if you don't have any teaching experience. We're not looking for teachers, or you don't need to be professional in that sense, because like I mentioned, it's really casual and communicative, I can't say the word, and conversational English. So it's more important that you can have conversations and just be open-minded, ready to share your lives, stories, cultures, be creative, be open. It's really fun. And yeah, come with a bit of an interest for people, I guess, is the main thing. And to be wanting to work in a different environment and abroad. Angloville is great just for this cultural exchange that we've been talking on about. You do really meet so many diverse people from all over the world. The past 18 months I've been doing this, I've made some genuine friendships and connections that I'm still in touch with. And honestly, the friendships I have, I feel is incomparable compared to any other walks of life. So it really is a really unique, touching experience. Where you can travel, you do stay in some beautiful venues, the facilities we have as well. We haven't really mentioned, but just to give you an idea, like I mentioned, you will be in like mountains, forests, lakes. So you can be enjoying, you know, the outside areas or the pools or the saunas, spa facilities, for example. In your free time, also during, if you're on an adult program, you could be like swimming and talking to someone, or going for a nice walk in the woods whilst having a nice conversation with someone. So you really are in a really nice kind of retreat area and time away from city life, which is really unique as well. But again, doing this experience is just great for your own personal and professional development. It's great for your CV, the activities you're doing, the whole just culture exchange of just being out there with the people. It's just really good for so many different things, really. And touching on what we were talking about earlier, so this is the special offer that we have, which I'll put back into the chat with the apply now, and that's just a great way to speed up your application.
Yeah, so the thing is that usually we have a lot of people calling us and trying to get there on the programs. And if you guys who are here and you get the link, if you're gonna sign up by this one link, then you're gonna be prioritized for us to reach to you. So you're gonna be there in touch with us pretty soon, and way faster than all the rest of them. We have really hot summers, but also beautiful white winters. So it's a perfect time to come and visit, especially, as I said, during summer or during winter, if you guys want to see nice snow and go skiing, but also during summer, because it is pretty hot here. Like right now we are having around 20-25 degrees on the daily basis, and it's going to be even hotter during the summer. I think we're expecting to have like 30 degrees or even more sometimes. So the summers are pretty nice here.
Book Flixbus,
yeah,
I think it means on the day of, or do you recommend to book in advance? So personally, I have used Flixbus to get from different countries, also around Poland, also around different parts of Europe completely. And often it depends where you're going, because some services are more regular than others, as you can imagine. You can book in advance. It's often, you can get a really good deal. It might be cheaper, but you can book on the day off. It just depends like how much notice you're giving or how much you want to give yourself. But usually Flixbus isn't, it's not so expensive, but you don't want to be in for a surprise if you're on a budget, I guess.
Sometimes you may not get any places because they will be all booked, especially during summer. So in my opinion, it's better to kind of book it in advance and to, make sure that you have the spot.
So I just looked at the visa requirements. Can you confirm that as a UK citizen that we need to apply for the Schengen visa? Okay, so I'm also British, don't know if you can tell, but the requirements, if we're British, is basically you're okay for 3 months, 90 days in a 6-month period in Europe, the Schengen area. How can we travel alone if we miss the transportation? Okay, now, Claudia, I don't know if you know anything about this. So
Yeah, well, if you guys, well, first of all, it's not really good for you to miss the transportation. First of all, it's because the program starts already in the bus, like on the day that we have the date to start the program. So first of all, you're gonna have the, free city tour in the city that we start the program the night before we go to the program. So it's kind of good for you to be there, and you will already meet a lot of other native speakers who got to the program, and they're going to be there with you. So it's kind of a nice idea to be there and see all of it, and of course explore the city you will be starting with. But also you should be there on the bus because we're going to have a lot of activities already there, and you're going to be meeting a lot of participants during then. But in the worst case scenario, if you guys will not get there, in my opinion, depending on the location, because of course there are some locations that are closer to bigger cities and the transport is just easy to get to. But some of the hotels are located away from any big cities, so it's kind of hard to get there. I know that because I'm from the Missouri place that I already told you about. It's the land full of lakes, so this is like kind of small town kind of vibe. So there's not a lot of buses going there sometimes, so it's kind of freaky to not get your transportation, because sometimes it might get like, okay, I'll deal with it, I'll find some other bus, or I'll get a Bolt or Uber or whatever, but usually it might get a little bit more complicated. So it's better to be there on the date that the program starts and start the program with all the other participants from the city that you're gonna start in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'd basically say just plan your journey, make sure you're there early, because it could cost you so much money if you do miss this bus and the location. And if you are running late or you don't know where it is, you'll get a contact of the coordinator that you can contact to contact them. So if you're not sure where the exact meetup point is, inform them or try to find out where it is. And also on the city tour the day before the program, maybe you can meet fellow participants to take their numbers or to find someone to go with so that you're not missing the transportation. But definitely many of our venues, like I said, are in nature, middle of nowhere, and it's really hard to get there alone. Is the program only in the summer? No, great question. We are all year round. So our adult programs are all year round. And junior programs, we have ski programs in winter, also junior programs, quite based on the seasons of school holidays. So Christmas time, around Easter time, around summer, of course. So yeah, you can check out our calendar and you can check out the programs that we have. It's all year. The chances of getting a secure TEFL placement afterwards elsewhere for the program. What opportunities, doors can this open? So, like I mentioned earlier, when you do the 120-hour Premier, when you do the 120-hour online training for your TEFL certificate, you're doing it through the partner Premier TEFL. And as far as I am aware, you can also apply for jobs with Premier TEFL. And just in general, also having a Google search, once you've got your TEFL certificate, you can look for TEFL jobs, or, you know, in different countries, jobs that are accepting TEFL certificate. So in that way, it opens up doors and opportunities, because many teaching positions around the world see TEFL as a recognized qualification, and like just the way in to teaching English abroad as a foreign language. So yeah, it definitely can open different doors in that way, but you just got to obviously look for the requirements for each specific opportunity and job position. Monzo card works in Poland. I think, again, one of the misconceptions about Poland is many people think perhaps it's not so technologically advanced, but
What is a Monzo card?
you know, like it's just a money card, like a worldwide, like way of paying.
Okay, see, I don't know that, guys.
It's like a Starling card, or like Revolut, or like
Okay.
it's a different like banking card.
Okay.
But it's really interesting because since I've been in Poland, I've never taken money out. Like, I've never needed cash. I think it's really great for contactless, like the trams you can buy. Of course, I'm not saying, you know, don't take any cash. I would suggest taking cash as well. Maybe in the more remote areas, you could benefit from cash and coins here and there. But in general, they are very tech savvy, and getting by on card, you can get through many places. So when can we see winter dates? I feel like we've not even done summer. Let's celebrate summer first. But you will see winter when like autumn time, I think, is when we start to release after our summer programs, and we phase into autumn and then into winter. So that's when you can see the winter dates. But come on, let's not wish away the summer. It's the best time of the year. I absolutely adore the summer.
Yeah, you gotta know that winter is pretty cold here. In public, people speak in English, like airport or train stations. Well, that depends. If you go to, you know, the biggest cities, of course, you'll be like, no problem to speak English with anyone there. But if you go to a bit smaller ones, like, of course, on every airport you're gonna hear English all over, because these are like international places, so that's obvious. On the main station in Warsaw, the capital, you will be able to speak and hear English everywhere. That's also obvious. And in the bigger cities, of course, you will be able to. And when you go to like smaller places in Poland, smaller towns, of course, it may sometimes happen that people will not speak English, because older people don't speak English that well in Poland. But in the end, I still think that it's kind of easy to communicate with Polish people, and you will not have that many problems with it. But if you, like, on any case, will have any issues to, I don't know, get somewhere or do something when you are already in Poland, you can always get in touch with us, because you will be having someone to help you during your trip to Poland and to go back to. You can always reach out to Angloville. There will always be someone to help you. So don't worry for that. And if you ever get in any type of trouble or you get lost, just simply go to young people and speak to them in English. They will definitely know English, so don't worry for that.
Yeah. And English is so well spoken across the country, I feel. I don't speak any Polish. I must admit, it's so bad. But I do get by just by speaking English, and everyone is pretty much friendly when I do ask for help. And like Claudia said, the younger generation are much better with it. And someone is always willing to help. So don't worry about that. And also about the Uber and Bolt, again, yes, it's a very tech-savvy country, like I said, and you'll find so many similarities from like different parts of Europe to Poland as well. Your Ubers, your Bolts, your Deliveroos, all that type of thing is the same. So don't worry about that. Apply with the webinar link that we've given to you, and yeah, it'll speed up the process and they'll prioritize your application.
I'm super happy to be here, and I'm super glad that you guys came to hear what we were willing to tell you. And I'm excited to meet you at one of our programs. I can't wait for the summer and get to know how many people we met here are going to be there, actually.
Yeah, that is actually super exciting. David, I just see that you've finished application. Well done. Look at that. That's great. Great to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you all as well in real life. It'd be cool. And I hope you have an amazing Angloville journey with us. And Claudia, well done. I think you did a fantastic job on your first webinar. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you everybody and have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Bye.